Hey guys, Rominating Reaper here. So, October is upon us, so that can only mean one thing. Yep, it is spooky month, and so to mark the occasion, I'll try and fit in a few horror reviews, just like I've done the past couple of years. We'll kick this off with Abigail, which I've just done watching. I rented it on Prime Video. This is, of course, the newest film from Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett, who of course are part of Radio Silence and previously directed Ready or Not and Screams 5 and 6. And the trailer for this looked an absolute blast, a violent, darkly comic twist on a vampire flick, right up Radio Silence's wheelhouse. So I was hoping for a good time from this one. But just how well do Radio Silence translate their flair to a vampire film? Well, let's find out. So the film follows a group of criminals who have been selected on recommendation by the mysterious Lambert to carry out a job for him. The job? To kidnap the daughter of a powerful crime boss and use her as ransom. However, once they reach their destination, they soon discover that the job they were hired for is not as simple as it initially seemed, because what they are in the company of is no ordinary little girl. So, look, I really enjoyed the Scream films that these two guys directed, so, I knew roughly what I was in for this, and I was very much expecting a good time. I'm sort of on their wavelength, so I was hoping that I would really enjoy this. And yeah, I did. This was really fucking good. I had a great time watching this. This is easily on the top shelf of the horror genre this year. Admittedly, so much of it has have the horror output this year has just been shit, so the good stuff really stands out. But make no mistake, this film is really fucking good. It takes a little bit to find its footing, admittedly. Yeah, but once we get to the mansion and we spend a bit of time in the company of these characters, getting to know their little traits, yeah, I was very much on board and, it very much really started to settle into its flow a bit. Now, I have to address my other issue as well, is that even though, yes, I was very much on board with the characters and their, very much dysfunctional dynamic, it does take a while to really get into the flow of the vampire stuff, and I'm not sure whether this is the fault of marketing, which right from the jump very much declared, "Hey, this is a vampire film," versus which the final film plays it as this like surprise reveal, or if this is just like that creative choice on its own. But regardless, we're very much left waiting for the vampire stuff to kick in, and once it does, man, this film is great, bloody fun. There are so many great vampire sequences in this, utilizing what appears to be a mix of practical gore effects and CGI to deliver the requisite level of blood and guts that you would expect from a vampire flick, and it just also has a lot of fun playing around with the expected vampire movie tropes and turning some of them on their head. It is just a great time. So many great sequences in here where you can tell, everyone involved is just having a blast, and it's sold really nicely by this undercurrent of dark comedy. This has a pitch black sense of humor and delivers some really good gags to accompany the bloodshed. One of my favorites involves Agatha Christie's "And Then There Were None." You'll know exactly the gag I'm talking about when you see it. Yeah, it is very, very funny. But none of this would work, the scares, the kills, the comedy. None of it would work nearly as well if it wasn't for this very talented cast of performers really committing. The film's, of course, led by Melissa Barrera, who previously collaborated on those Radio Silence Scream films. She played Sam Carpenter. And yeah, she is really good here as Joey, who is this deeply tragic character who's just trying to reunite with her son. This is very much the emotional through line of the film, almost drawing parallels with Abigail's relationship with her father. It's just, this is very much the heart of the film, and Barrera plays it really well. Dan Stevens is in this, and my God, he is having the time of his life as Frank. He is very much having a blast with the no nonsense, like tough guy snark, and it's also consistently really funny seeing him lose his shit. And there's a late film reveal involving him that, yeah, he is just relishing. Yeah, I don't think it's possible for anyone on planet Earth to be having as much fun as Dan Stevens is in this. Such a great performance. You've also got Kevin Durand as Peter. He is really funny as the very empty-headed muscle of the group. Complete contrast to Proximus Caesar and his, ruthless menace. Yeah, Durand is great here. You've also got some young blood in the gang, courtesy of Catherine Newton as Sammy, and the late Angus Cloud as Dean. And of course, there is a little memoriam for Angus Cloud at the very end of the film. That was pretty touching. You've also got Giancarlo Esposito as Lambert. He is great. He is very much playing that Gus Fring type character, but it's hard to complain when he plays it so well. But my God, the film's MVP is Alicia Weir in the title role. My God, she is just having a wheel of a time. She starts off very much selling that childlike innocence and vulnerability, and then when the penny drops and she becomes full vampire, yeah, she is, plays it with such a darkly comic level of, twisted menace. Yeah, she is a great, great antagonist. And of course, we spend the film builds through its various violent kills and darkly comic inversions and some surprisingly emotional moments to get to a final act full of twists and turns, great vampire action, incredibly violent, and some real nice emotional payoffs that do justice to the characters and very much end their journeys on a very satisfying note. And overall, it left me feeling really, really entertained. Yeah, overall, Abigail, if you've not yet seen it, please do so. It is really good fun. It is an incredibly entertaining take on a vampire film that, if you're a gorehound, you'll probably be satisfied by this. If you're a fan of Radio Silence's style, yeah, you'll probably have a great time overall. Out of 10, Abigail gets 8 pumpkins. Yeah, we'll do a Halloween themed rating system for the spooky season reviews. Get used to it. And yeah, those are my thoughts on Abigail. Let me know down in the comments. Have you seen the film? What did you think of it? What did you think of its take on the vampire genre? And what are your thoughts on Melissa Barrera? That whole situation? Because obviously, her and Radio Silence are no longer involved with the Scream franchise. Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.